Have you ever wondered how some people can solve maths calculations extremely quickly? In this video, I'll detail two important keys that will unlock the skill of multiplying and dividing by a power of 10, so that you can learn one of the secrets that your math teacher knows. In order to understand the first key, I need to show you a microscope. This object explains what is happening when you either divide or multiply by a power of 10. If we look at the original picture and use the microscope, this picture, you can think of it like multiplying by 10. And this picture is multiplying by 100. So just like objects under the microscope appear larger and more detailed, numbers also become larger once you multiply them. Let's now look at the reverse. If we started with this original image and decreased the power of the microscope, this is like dividing by 10. If we go further, this is like dividing by 100. Numbers also become smaller once you divide. Now the second key. Here you'll learn exactly how to multiply and divide by powers of 10. Firstly, multiplying. Let's see if we can identify a pattern if we complete the following questions, either solving by hand or with a calculator. The first 5 times 10, which equals 50. The next is 17 times 100, which equals 1,700. Now 83 times 1,000, which equals 83,000. Now if we write each original question with decimal points and zeros after, this still represents the same number. Let's observe what happened to the decimal point in each scenario. Correct. If you multiply by 10, we move the decimal point one jump to the right. If we multiply by 100, move the decimal point 2 jumps to the right. If we multiply by 1,000, move the decimal point 3 jumps to the right. If we continue with more questions, the pattern will continue. Now dividing. Again, let's see if we can identify a pattern by completing the following questions, either solving by hand or with a calculator. And here are the results. Now if we write each original question with decimal points and zeros before, this still represents the same number. And let's observe what happened to the decimal point in each scenario. Correct. If you divide by 10, move the decimal point one jump to the left. If you divide by 100, move the decimal point 2 jumps to the left. If you divide by 1,000, move the decimal point 3 jumps to the left. Let's see both of these in action. If we had the following question, we are multiplying, so we move the decimal point to the right. Since 100 has 2 zeros, we move the decimal point 2 jumps, giving us 23.8, and we are done. If we had the following question, we are dividing, so we move the decimal point to the left. Since 1000 has 3 zeros, we move the decimal point 3 jumps, giving us 5.2142, and we are done. If you forget which way to move the decimal point, remember the microscope idea. Multiplying makes numbers larger, and dividing makes numbers smaller. You now know all the key information on this concept. However, can you solve all exam-style questions? Watch this next video to master questions easily.